So I made a fuck up and I completely bent that fucking little guy. Goddamn.
It's me. I'm the little rat VTuber. Hey YouTube, it's me again. And today, I'm gonna be upgrading my PC. Oh! Well, kind of. You'll understand what I mean at the end of the video. So, join me as I try my best not to damage my computer any more than I've damaged my financial situation. This video was probably a mistake. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is what my computer looks like. Now, this may surprise some of you, but this PC is actually pretty good. In fact, a majority of my PC parts are going to be components from my previous build.
This thing looks fucking sick.
So the question you're probably wondering is, Shinto, why do you need to change anything? And the answer is dumber than you can imagine. Now let me be clear. There is actually nothing wrong with this build. It does exactly what I need it to do, and it does it really well. It has a 9900X, 32 gigabytes of RAM, a 1200 watt platinum power supply, and a 5090. Bet you weren't expecting that now, were ya? But there's one small issue. See, I have ADHD, and this PC has a lot of fucking screens. I mean, just look at this thing. I have a screen on my cooler, I have one on my GPU, and 3 on my fans. I was simply getting too distracted by them. It was like having Subway Surfers constantly playing on my other monitor. Only it isn't another monitor. It's my PC. Actually, now that I think about it, that would have been pretty funny to have. But anyways, coming back to the issue at hand, I did not like how my PC looked. Primarily, these fans on the side. They were simply too overstimulating for me, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get them to look right. I spent quite a while debating on what I should do with them. Should I switch them out? Move them around? Throw them in the trash? Probably not a good idea considering this was a gift for over $100. Now the logical solution would have just been to make them all show the same image, or to have them follow a theme so that I wouldn't have to use so much of my smooth little rat brain. Something like this, or this. See, this is something that a normal, perfectly sane and rational person would do. So anyways, I bought an entirely new PC case for $130. Yeah. Meet the Landcool 217 Infinity, my workaround for the screens on my fans. It comes with a plethora of features that makes the building process more smooth. It includes things like Velcro straps for cable management, a PSU extension cable to change the orientation of my power supply, a GPU anti-sag bracket, and a thing that I like most, infinity mirrors. But to be 100% honest, this is actually my second choice for a PC case. Originally, I wanted a Cougar CFV 235, a sleek floating case design that was around the same dimensions as the Landcool, only built more like a fish tank. The only problem, this case is only available in Europe or at a Micro Center, both of which are nowhere fucking near me. And speaking of things that piss me off, dude, why haven't you liked and subscribed yet? I mean, it's like right there, and I see that it's completely empty. You know, you could just click that button. Just click it right down there. Please, please, it really helps out, please. Anyways, back to the build. I started the process at a perfectly normal time of 9 p.m. To begin, I had to take everything out of my previous computer. This whole process only took an hour and went relatively smoothly. Well, except for one thing. Thankfully, this did not actually matter, because I was using Lee fans. Here's why. Got it? Good. Now it was time to put everything together. The whole process of building a PC is actually very simple. The first thing I had to do was install my motherboard. Wow, that was surprisingly easy. Surely everything else will go as smoothly as this, right? See, despite having built PCs several times before, I was still rather terrible at it. Even though this case was designed to be incredibly easy to build, I somehow managed to struggle for about 2 hours to reinstall everything. Reapplying the thermal paste, fixing the tubing of my CPU cooler, figuring out how to install the bottom fans, and most importantly, my cable management. Yeah, I'm not doing that. And just when I thought things couldn't get more annoying for me, it did. Meet Lee's newest vertical GPU mount, designed specifically to piss me off. Now, when I was researching for this build, I heard that this new vertical GPU mount was the best in the business. You can change the orientation, the height, and it was even an ally of the RGB community. But for some reason, everything about it felt like shit. Probably because I didn't read the instructions. And once it was time to install the GPU into the PCIe slot, it felt like I was wedging it in between two pieces of sandpaper, which is not a very good experience when you don't want your very expensive graphics card to be grinded into dust. But hey, at least it looks kinda cool, so that makes it worth it, right? Speaking of which, onto the GPU. Behold, the 5090. Hands down, one of the most powerful graphics card on the market, capable of playing any game at 4K resolution without breaking a sweat. If you were to look up the definition of overkill, you would find a picture of this absolute behemoth of a graphics card. It's powerful, it's sleek, it's perfect, and it's even white, just like the rest of the build. Anyways, we're not going to be using that. Instead, I bought this. The Hatsune Miku 5080. Yep, that's right. I went full degeneracy and bought the Hatsune Miku 5080, a significantly worse graphics card in every metric. It's literally half the VRAM, sometimes half the FPS, and a lot of people on the internet say that the 5080 is a waste of a graphics card unless you overclock it. And to make matters worse, this edition costs nearly the same as a 5090 at MSRP. Actually, at the time of recording this, that price has nearly doubled. So what was the point of me spending an entire month's paycheck on a graphics card that everyone shits on? Was it because of anime women? No. Was it to flex my ego? Closer, but also no. See, the actual reason I bought this graphics card was because I thought it would be kind of funny. Yeah, looking back at it now, this was probably not a good financial decision. But in my defense, I am a VTuber. The fuck do you think was gonna happen? Also, I don't really know what's worse, the fact that I spent all this money on a Hatsune Miku GPU, or the fact that I downgraded from a 5090. So anyways, I put in the GPU and whoops. So anyways, I put the GPU in and the build was finally done at 2 a.m. After 5 hours of my ADHD brain refusing to go to sleep, the task was finally done. I plugged it in and boom. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad. Like, I'm kind of impressed with how nice the build turned out, despite the questionable design choices. But naturally, I wasn't done. So remember how I said the 5080 was considered a waste unless overclocked? Yeah, I spent the next day overclocking it. Listen. I spent close to $2,000 on this GPU. I bought the whole speedometer. I'ma use the whole speedometer. Now, allow me to show you the super intriguing, totally scientific process of overclocking my GPU. Yeah, you just drag the button until the game crashes. So that's about it. And wouldn't you know it, my funny little number on the top corner of my screen increased by a lot more than I thought it would actually. And now that this thing has fully maxed out, all I had to worry about was the looming threat of my cable suddenly catching on fire and burning down my house. Thanks, Nvidia. Anyways, I gotta say, I'm quite happy with how everything turned out. And despite how much money I've spent, how long it took to build, and how late I stayed up building this PC, I was quite satisfied. So far. Mostly. So anyways, if you like this content and want to see more of it, be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what you think of my poor financial decisions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye!